times now. 3 times these two have faced off. I know what happened the first 2 times. The first 2 times, Goku got thoroughly spanked. And here's my thing. I like Dragon Ball Z more than I like Superman. Just gonna admit that outright. I enjoy Dragon Ball more than I do Superman comics. I find the world more interesting. I find the characters more interesting. I find the overall plot lines to be a bit stereotypically shonen, but hey.
I like Gotham City more than I like the world of Dragon Ball.
And that's true.
But I would definitely watch Dragon Ball Z anytime over watching something that was just purely Superman related. Just because.
Oh, same. Well, Superman
really
and Metropolis, well, that's the thing. Metropolis, to me, is not as interesting a place, nowhere near as Gotham City.
Just Batman has, the greatest lineup of villains.
The Rogues Gallery that Batman has is insane. And Goku, his Rogues Gallery has expanded throughout the years.
It's the only thing that rivals Batman in terms of his villains is the X-Men, in my opinion. Maybe Spider-Man.
Yeah, Spider-Man.
But even Spider-Man, as far as I know, it still doesn't have quite the large lineup that Gotham has.
I don't think it does.
Interesting villains,
I would say Spider-Man has the best Rogues Gallery in Marvel.
Except maybe X-Men.
Except maybe X-Men. Yeah, X-Men. But
I gotta give it to X-Men. X-Men has a lot of cool villains.
They did. Well, here's the thing about the villains in that, though.
A lot of them are.
They often switch sides.
A lot of them are anti-heroes.
Yeah, like Magneto has switched sides multiple times. Sabretooth has. Pyro has. Colossus has.
But you could say the same about Spider-Man and Batman as well. They have villains that will sometimes not be villains.
Not as often, though.
Slade's not always a villain.
No, he isn't. But
he basically is the Teen Titans. But
well, but he's mostly still Slade. He's mostly still Deathstroke.
Right.
And there are
obviously
moments.
Poison Ivy later on.
Poison Ivy and Harley.
Less villainous. Harley became less villainous, more of an anti-hero.
Yeah. Sorry, there's a gnat down here.
Hence the whole Suicide Squad thing,
But the whole deal with Goku versus Superman, it's ended the same way both times. Goku loses. So, I would not be surprised if Goku loses this one. I wouldn't. Because, let's be honest.
Not the slightest clue how he's increased in power during Super, because I still haven't watched this.
I've seen Super, and the power increase, pretty insane. Ultra Instinct is up there. I would also say, I would also say, God, there's so many different things that they've done. But yeah, Ultra Instinct's probably the main one they're going to go with.
I thought Ultra Instinct was already a thing in Dragon Ball Z.
Huh?
I thought Ultra Instinct was already a thing in Dragon Ball Z.
No.
Why does that sound so familiar to me then?
I don't know.
Weird.
But the death battle is here. And I wanted Micah to be here. I actually tried to get Micah to come up here. But unfortunately, Micah is going to be busy for the rest of the month. He's already, got a bunch of trips planned out to go see family members.
It's going into holiday season.
Yes, so...
I guess technically since Thanksgiving, it's been holiday season in the U.S.
But schedules are really hectic right now. But he said he'd be more than happy to come back and record with us and do stuff with us whenever January rolls around. But... sorry, y'all. You'll just have to wait till then.
I don't know if you read comments, but people were saying something like, I don't want to misquote you guys, but I think it was something about the second time that they did this is apparently now considered to be obsolete and not for real or whatever.
Oh, yeah?
Non-canon to the death battle canon or something. I don't know.
But at the end of it, they had such a good thing for Goku. It's just Goku... because King Kai and Goku were literally having conversations Goku, you cannot beat this guy. He's but King Kai, you never know. He's Goku, answer me this. This individual is the strongest being to ever exist in the history of anything. And if you were to become stronger than him, would you be satisfied? And Goku was just like, nah, sounds boring. And it's just like, yeah. And I liked how they did that.
It's kind of like Saitama, how he's just kind of bored.
Yeah.
Because he beats everybody.
Yeah.
It's like Goku would be the same way. He'd be like, man, it's so boring now. Nobody ever gives me a challenge.
Exactly. So, we're going to watch this. We're going to see how it plays out. Goku vs. Superman. Dragon Ball vs. DC Comics. Here we go.
Fight! Son Goku, Superman. It's time to answer the ultimate question, and we're taking it all into play.
We're examining Superman's extensive mainline comic book canon. Given Dragon Ball Super's contentious continuities, we'll include all three, just to be thorough, plus Dragon Ball Heroes.
He's wearing a boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Actually, I have no idea what Dragon Ball Heroes is.
Dragon Ball Heroes is basically like multiverse shit.
Far away, in an enchanted land, an old master found a boy.
Hey,
Marveled
old
at his
Gohan.
uncommon strength. This is the story of Son Goku.
Chances are, if you've watched some localized anime, you can thank this guy.
Inspired by martial arts films and his wife's interest in Chinese culture, Akira Toriyama crafted the story and the character that would define generations to come.
Dragon Ball! Kakarot was born a low-class Saiyan on the planet Vegeta, narrowly escaped its destruction by Frieza, and was raised on Earth by happy old Grandpa Gohan.
Not just raised, but trained. Gohan began Goku's teachings in martial arts, which he would find to be his true calling under the guidance of Master Roshi.
Hey.
Specifically, he learned the Kame-sen and Ryu style, which focuses on discipline and tenacity, both of which strongly define Goku's character.
The more he learned, the more he wanted to improve. This little low-class monkey boy would prove that hard work and dedication can beat raw talent. Within just a few years, he was so strong, the only worthy teachers left were gods. And a talking cat, but mostly gods.
Gods,
When
yeah.
you're training to
Freaking
dodge
Korin. Jesus.
lightning, you know you're a few leagues over everyone else.
He did have a slight advantage. Saiyans are naturally superhuman. They also take Nietzsche's famous words, "What doesn't kill you makes you stronger," very, very literally.
It's almost unfair how much of a boost
Yes.
of power they get after they're hurt.
While Saiyans like Vegeta may have abused this trait, it suits Goku. No matter how many times you knock him down, he will get back up, stronger than before.
It helps that he knows so many cool combat moves, like the Kamehameha.
An incredibly powerful technique that focuses one's ki into a single point for a devastating beam.
So challenging, it took Roshi decades to master, but
And Goku did it in like 5 minutes.
Goku got it in like 5 seconds.
5. Even worse.
Incredibly versatile, with over 50 different variations. For example, Goku can curve the beam after firing, or even shoot it from his feet.
But unlike most Saiyans, he doesn't
He has
just
a lot of
use
those
ki to
moments,
blow shit
actually,
up.
where somebody's like, there's no way you'll be able to do this in any amount of time. And then he's like, "I'm done."
Kamehameha!
It's like,
Well,
"I'm done."
shit. I was
He
gonna
had
say.
some stuff like that with King Kai, too, where he's like, you did that already? What the hell? It's like, I can't believe you're standing up on the gravity on this planet. Stuff like that, you know? It's like, it is pretty heavy here.
Yeah. Oh gosh. But you can literally see the rage emoji in like Master Roshi's head, just like as Goku's using it. He's like, you little son of a bitch! I'm gonna go over there. I'm gonna cut your tail off, and I'm gonna shove it right down your throat.
Moves like the Solar Flare,
Solar
Energy
Flare.
Bind, and God Bind require a lot more strategy and planning.
Because while Goku isn't exactly book smart, he is a genius when it comes to martial arts.
Oh,
He
yeah,
doesn't
fight
just train to
instinct
conquer
off the
his
charts.
opponents, but to conquer himself.
He's also got some different moves, like trapping you in a rice cooker.
Well, pretty much any container could be used for the mop of
Yes.
the ceiling technique.
Then there's Kaioken, aka instant steroids. Goku's multiplied his power by 20 with it before, and in a movie, he even got it up to times 100. What a badass!
The Genki Dama, or
Yeah.
Spirit Bomb is potentially his strongest attack, but it requires considerable time. Unlike instant transmission, which is a teleport that's instant. The way it works is Goku detects another person, like a sort of beacon, then teleports to their location by launching himself through an alternate dimension where time stands still. Yes, according to the Daisenshuu guidebook, it's a dimension hop. You can actually see this in between
never knew
spaces
that.
in movies and games.
Interesting.
The Dubs wanted us to think it shot Goku's molecules around at light speed.
That's some Star Trek bullshit. That's the thing. Like that was the Star Trek answer, but then later on we're just like, nah, it's transdimensional. Basically, it's like you go from it's basically the tearing a hole in the space-time continuum and just like punching a hole right through it.
Silly English.
The dubs did more than that. In fact, early dubs of Dragon Ball Z tried to rewrite Goku as a Superman figure. Even his famous speech on Namek about being the light in the darkness was originally about him coming to terms with his Saiyan heritage, accepting his anger and pride, avenging his people by defeating Frieza, and declaring himself the Super Saiyan.
Hell
Yeah.
If there's any scene that deserves the word epic, it's when he went gold. Super Saiyan and its sequels all have official power multipliers, but they threw us for a loop by turning Goku into a god.
Super Saiyan God certainly changed things up. Goku gained Divine Ki, a pure form of Ki unspoiled by mortal hands. Unlike normal Ki, it can't be detected and appears to have healing properties.
Kinda like Senzu beans. Did you know one Senzu has so much healing juice it can regenerate a person's lost limbs? They're missing out.
God Goku reached a level of power that could compete with the greatest of deities, nearly shattering the whole universe with a single clash on his first go. Dragon Ball's cosmology is unique. This model is said to be an accurate depiction of Universe 7, but there's a wrinkle there. When all of humanity went to heaven,
Because Boo went berserk.
Fidel commented that heaven is just as large as a universe, and the Daisenshuu backs her up.
And, that's heaven. Big planet.
So let's scale things up with that in mind. Doing so would make Universe 7 over 1,500 times larger than our own observable universe.
Damn.
That's gargantuan. Like that. Oof.
And Goku could destroy that much the first time he went God. And he didn't lose that power. He learned how to use it even better, even in base form. Now, imagine how much stronger he became when he stacked Super Saiyan on Super Saiyan God and became Super Saiyan Blue.
Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan.
Yeah, I'm not calling it Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan. That's stupid. Super Saiyan Blue, damn it.
I'm not saying that. Or
That's still
after he
stupid.
trained with some
Yes.
almighty angels. Or when he perfected the blue hairdo and stacked Kaioken on top of that.
Goku has certainly performed great feats with God Ki, breaking through his time stop by forcing himself into the future, holding off Infinite Zamasu, who was a sentient timeline, defeating Jiren, who shook the entire world
See,
of
I think
void
they should have
by
went
just
with
walking.
he went Saiyan God, and then they should have he went Super Saiyan God.
Yeah, I can see that working
That would
better.
make more sense and sound cooler to me than just Super Saiyan Blue or Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan.
Yeah, so, yeah.
He even tried out Hakai, the destruction god move that nopes you out of existence. Your being and your soul erased from all of time and space.
Culminating in his greatest form,
Ultra Instinct.
Chrome Goku isn't a normal transformation, it's a state of mind. Ultra Instinct is the highest peak of martial arts, subconsciously making optimal choices because you're in the zone. Doing without thinking.
something Goku has always been training to do. Technically, it can be used in any form, but when perfected, Autonomous Ultra Instinct makes you untouchable. No matter what comes his way, Goku will automatically dodge, block, and counter to the best of his ability, even pushing his body well beyond his physical limits. So far beyond, in fact, Ultra Instinct can summon a massive avatar to defend him when his own body can't.
That sounds really intense.
It is, which is why he's developed incremental versions of it for specific uses. It's extremely difficult to maintain the full form for long.
Until you get to Dragon Ball Heroes, aka Dragon Ball fanfiction gone Kaioken times 1,000.
While
Yes.
technically a different continuity, CC Goku is functionally a stand-in for the mainline Goku. His history and powers are the same, making his story just as much of a what-if scenario as the multiple super continuities. The only real difference is Toriyama's not really involved.
This Goku used instant transmission to teleport through time and dimensions. He outsped a god who could see the future. He defeated Dark King Fu, who was gonna rewrite the entire universe. Hell, this series even makes GT cool. Xeno Goku can
And do you realize how impossible that is? Jesus.
break space-time just by going Super Saiyan 4.
Looking back at that goofy monkey boy chopping wood and punching dinosaurs, it's almost overwhelming to think about how far Goku has come, how much he's had to face.
But no matter the challenge, he takes it head-on and pushes through.
Showing everyone
That's not what you did there.
how to go even further beyond. Faster than a speeding bullet.
More powerful than a locomotive.
It's a
Able to
bird.
leap.
It's a plane. It's Superman.
Geez, just a locomotive? People in the 40s needed bigger imaginations.
Born on the far-off world of Krypton, the infant Kal-El was sent to Earth by his parents, narrowly escaping Krypton's destruction. Raised by farmers as Clark Kent, he eventually became Superman, champion of the oppressed, the man of tomorrow.
If you've only seen the movies, forget him. Comic book Clark's not the perfect Boy Scout, and he's definitely not Jesus. Wait, weren't the guys who made him Jewish?
Jerry Siegel and Joe
Yes.
Shuster were sons of Jewish immigrants and grew up in a time when anti-Semitism went largely unchallenged.
And then that ugly mustache showed up.
Understandably seeking escape
Yeah.
from some truly terrifying horrors, the pair created Superman to be a simple solution to overwhelming problems.
A hero who could defeat any evil by just punching it. Hell yeah, that's how I live my life.
After almost 9 decades, Superman has been many things. At the core, his story is one of a refugee, a child who
What is
lost
that
his home,
favorite
left
food?
to the mercy.
Bourguignon?
Beef bourgogne, bourgogne with ketchup.
I've never heard of that.
Of alien people. This new world accepted
I'm
him,
gonna have to look
raised
that
him,
up later.
Oh my God, that is okay. That's hilarious. Lois Lane, Lana Lang, Lala L, Lisa LaSalle, Liza Landis, Lori Lamaris, Luma Lania, Lila Lerol, Lyrica Lloyd, and Wonder Woman.
gave him a new home because helping others in need
Your name
is the
doesn't
right
have
thing to do.
alliteration. He ain't gonna do it.
Yep. Sorry, ladies.
And most likely,
That's why
it's gonna have to start with an L.
he became a superhero, the first superhero.
I know a
Everything
porn star he'd be
gotta
into,
start
actually.
Oh, forgot. I know the one you're talking about.
Leanna,
Yes. Why did you say it?
because she's hot.
Beyond the point.
Somewhere, but he was the first one to really take off. I mean, not literally. It took a while, actually, before he learned how to fly.
In fact, when Clark discovered his Kryptonian heritage, he struggled to accept it and subconsciously developed mental blocks, severing him from his true power, which he would uncover throughout his life.
He's strong enough to shoulder press the weight of the Earth for 5 days straight, or crush coal into perfectly cut diamond.
That's not how that works.
He's fast enough to reach the edge of the
Sounds like it
universe
would be
in seconds,
extremely
or he-
lucrative, actually.
Yes, it would. And not only that, but it would break the economy.
It's like, hey, how's it going, Clark? Oh, pretty good. Oh, see you be grilling out today. Yeah.
Want a diamond? Holy shit!
Paychecks at work haven't been that great lately. Luckily, I can always pick up a bag of coal from the food store.
Hey, Lois. How much do you think we can get for this?
Bonds of Infinity. Wait, he can do all that, but Batman can punch him out? Really?
You're probably
Kryptonite.
thinking of Elseworld stories outside main canon like Dark Knight Returns.
That's
It's a good
true.
question, though. Superman's powers have fluctuated over time for a variety of reasons. However, for Death Battle, we take the characters at their best.
Yeah, like how his breath is so
Silver
powerful
Age. You know, someone tried to have an aha gotcha moment with me. It's just like, Superman's Silver Age is not the strongest Superman's ever been. Actually, this canonical thing here of Superman actually has it to where he's just as strong as he is in the Silver Age.
A bunch of other people were saying something about that in the comments, that they were taking something else into account. Like, that was not just Silver Age, that's like even stronger Superman than Silver Age or something.
But that's the thing. He the way this guy said it, he was just like, he's just as strong as Silver Age Superman. I'm like, so you're saying this is him at his strongest, and it's still the same as Silver Age Superman? I mean, But that's the thing. Is like
Either that or he worded his argument badly and meant stronger. But,
I don't know. But at the same time, it's like Superman's just ridiculous. I mean, pre-Crisis Superman is literally like God tier, like supreme God tier.
Sneeze away a solar system or blow air cold enough to freeze ghosts.
Speaking of, his X-ray vision doesn't just see through walls. He can see through your own body and mind to examine your soul.
And yet, he can't see through lead. That's okay, though. He can just burn through it with his face. Since he gets his power from the yellow sun, his heat vision burns with the fire of a star. And if beams aren't enough, he can blast it out of his whole body for a super flare. It used to totally drain him, but he's learned how to control it.
Simply put, Superman's powers defy physics. My favorite examples of this are when he rebuilt the reality-warping miracle machine from memory, or punched Brainiac so hard every version of him felt it through all of time, or when he gained 10 years worth of medical training through only 5 minutes of reading, and then successfully performed lung surgery.
Nice. My favorite example is when he smelled brownies in North Dakota from orbit.
Even beyond his powers, Superman is no novice when it comes to the intricacies of battle.
He's trained in Kryptonian martial arts, which uses Chi, or as they call it, Shriar. He even got summoned to Asgard to fight demons with Thor for 1,000 years.
Superman can resist being erased from existence, such as tanking Darkseid's Omega Beams. Even Retcon and the Time Trapper, both of which hijack and alter timelines, can't touch him. Not because of his powerful mental defenses or healing factor, but because he's a cosmic linchpin in the greater metaverse.
Timelines literally revolve around him.
But let's address the S-shaped elephant in the room. You may have noticed we've covered a variety of Superman eras. Superman, and DC Comics as a whole, have gone through multiple retcons.
Golden Age, Silver Age, Pre-Crisis, Post-Crisis, New 52, Rebirth, and so on.
It would help to know which one is the main Superman, right? Well, they all are.
Yeah, the latest reboots basically said everything in the main series is kinda canon, even when he had wacky powers like changing his appearance with a super muscular control.
yet another reason for me to never bother trying to catch up on comics. There's too many of them.
He'll phase
Agreed.
almost anything,
I'll
even
be
people
dead
who look-
before I get halfway.
Yes.
If you really dig into it, this isn't new. Plenty of characters have recalled events from supposedly retcon timelines before.
Yeah, post-crisis Supes did start as less powerful than in pre-crisis, but that was because of the mental blocks.
Though he's not a complete composite, there's so many other Supermen out there.
Future Superman, Big Robot Superman, Commie Superman, Dinosaur Superman. There's a bunch.
Still, this new canon has affected his abilities. For example, he and other Kryptonians can effortlessly travel through time. And while Superman's powers stem from the Earth's yellow sun, exposure to a blue star increases them even further.
Yeah.
In fact, upon visiting a white star, he attained a whole new level of power.
When that old baldy Lex teleported him to another galaxy, Superman just popped back up, saying space-time has lost its meaning for him. He really just said that.
Remember, Superman defies physics.
Like when he used heat vision to restart the universe by making an all-new Big Bang.
We've seen that his universe has a radius of at least 100 trillion light years, but we can calculate a more exact figure. The DC universe is 15 billion years old and expands at 60 trillion light years per half second. This means its radius must be over 50 nonillion light years across.
What? That's 31 zeros, and Supes helped make that happen.
Well, about 1/5 of it. That's still immense power, but if you want something bigger, here's the Anti-Monitor blasting Golden Age Superman with all the energy of the antimatter universe. And then Superman,
Punched him so hard it kickstarted another one of those reboots.
Now, Superman does have weaknesses. There's kryptonite, of course, and exposure to red starlight can fade his powers over time.
Not all at once. He has been able to move planets around while under a red star. So...
And everyone knows Superman can't deal with magic. But it's more accurate to say he doesn't have any special resistances to it. He's defeated plenty of magic users before, even Shazam.
Superman challenges the idea that absolute power corrupts absolutely. He's the goodest good guy of them all. But there
Except
is
in the continuities where, he's evil.
Yes. Yes, there's plenty of continuities out there where Supes is a...
Like Injustice is evil Superman.
Oh my god, dude. That Superman scares me.
even if he is the ultimate power fantasy, unstoppable and incorruptible.
Such as when he took on the World Forger, one of the most powerful reality shapers in all of creation.
Who was in the 6th dimension, crafting a whole new multiverse to replace the one Clark calls home. Who's gonna stop him?
Superman could, and the Forger knew it. So he was trapped on a world with a sun so distant he could never escape. Or so the Forger thought.
Instead, Clark found the strength he needed to fly at that sun, dip through a ton of stars, KO the World Forger, and shatter his new multiverse with a single punch. Because that's Superman, a simple solution to overwhelming problems.
He's the kind of person to save a cat from a tree, answer Christmas cards from strangers, and tow hundreds of planets to a new galaxy all in the same day.
Yeah.
What's not to like?
Truth and justice has no better champion than the Man of Steel.
This All right, the combatants are set. We've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a death battle!
Superman. There, it's easy. Superman. I predict Superman's going to win because they've ran this battle twice already, and Superman wins Lowell. That's all I got to say. What do you think?
Same.
Yeah. I mean, if Goku does pull this off...
There's no level Goku's going to get to anytime soon that's going to be anywhere close to basically, like, being able to use your power to cause a big bang and shit like that, you know?
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Like, he's nearly, like, destroyed universes, but to be able to just, like, reset them and shit like that, like, that's another level of, like, precision and delicacy overall. Not to mention being considered, like, the linchpin in your universes. Like, essentially, he kind of has a card that sort of says, I have to exist and no one can beat me or bad things will happen. Like, so.
Yeah. So, once again, Superman wins. Lowell. That's all I gotta say. And I know there's gonna be people out there like, well, what about this? What about that? It's like, we'll see at the end of the death battle.
Really, with Goku, it's like, yeah, what about it? Like, it's Superman, man. Like,
yeah.
If you matched Goku up against tons of other characters, like, I would be like, yeah, Goku's probably gonna whoop their ass, but, like, what about it when it comes to Superman, know what I mean?
Well, might as well give it a watch and see what happens. Are you ready?
Yep.
Here we go.
Already fighting.
Today's the day. We'll finally settle who's stronger.
If you say so.
I like how they started Goku off at, like, what is that, Super Saiyan 2?
At least, yeah.
3?
Nah, Super Saiyan 2. 3's the stupid long hair.
You're holding back. Give it your all. No regrets.
I'm doing just fine.
Oh, Super Saiyan Blue.
That was fast.
That was super fast. Okay.
Oops.
Oops. Well, I guess we can wish it back later.
World made of cardboard. All right, I'll show you just how powerful I really am.
Ooh.
Looks like a job for...
Oh, they're gonna pull the multiverse thing.
See that, or they're showing that he's hitting Goku so hard that he's filling it in every universe.
What do you think?
Yeah.
That was awesome! Nice suit!
Oh, thanks. Kryptonian fabric. My mom made it for me.
Ultra Instinct. Oh.
There.
Uh-oh. Star jump.
It's collecting all the star power. It's like Kirby.
Goku, don't get in a power struggle with this. He's gonna lose. Cutting right
straight
through. Whoa. Everything goes dark. Reality is broken.
Huh?
He lost again.
Almost had me there. That was actually pretty fun.
Yeah, it sure was. But I'll be stronger next time.
I look forward to it.
Let's go again.
You're on.
Superman wins, lol. What did I say? That's...
It's not exactly surprising, is it?
No, it isn't. I mean... Respect to Goku for, like, wanting to keep at it, but... Ah, brother.
Yeah, that's exactly how he'd be.
Yes, it is.
It's really in character for him, you know?
It is. Also, I'm sad they couldn't get Masako X to come back as Goku. Because I really like his portrayal of Goku.
That's it! The final, indisputable answer! Who am I kidding? People are gonna argue this one forever.
There are so many ways this battle could go, especially with all the other continuities.
Yeah, for real, Goku would kick almost every other Superman's ass, except for the main one.
There's a lot to cover, so let's address the 5 categories most representative of this fight.
Okay.
First up, strength. Both could hit hard enough to break or make their whole universe, or take it in stride, like when Superman got smacked by the whole antimatter universe.
At most, Dragon Ball's universe is 1,505 times larger than our own. But
But-
based on DC Universe's officially established age and rate of expansion, it is 1.6 vigintillion times larger.
Vigintillion. Jesus.
I've never even heard that number before.
Okay, is 1.62 to the power of 63, basically.
Over a novemdecillion times more than Goku.
November. Jesus Christ.
I'm assuming that means 11.
Yeah.
11. No, because there's deck in there, so damn. I've not practiced my very large numbers enough to know exactly how you'd read that.
Holy shit.
At some point, you reach a number high enough that it just doesn't.
I'm guessing
mean
it
anything
would mean
anymore.
11
Anyway,
decillion.
Goku's obviously gotten stronger
Yeah.
since the Beerus fight, even by billions or trillions of times. He's defeated Jiren, Broly, Moro, and Fu.
But even if we highball Goku by quadrillions or quintillions of times, the gap is just too much, especially with the World Forger feat. Not even Heroes compete with that. Superman takes the edge in strength.
But strength isn't everything. Let's talk speed. Both are obviously way faster than light, but Superman crossed that mega-sized universe of his in seconds and flew faster than infinity.
Makes sense, he can keep up with the Flash, whose speed is so ludicrous it's unquantifiable.
Don't count Goku out, though. though, flying across the entire afterlife in base form and outspeeding Eos's future sight takes some crazy speed.
Fighting Zamasu as an omnipresent merge timeline also implies immeasurable speeds.
That, combined with instant transmission and Ultra Instinct, could probably keep up.
Maybe. Quantifiably, Superman is faster, but both are immeasurable. The safest bet here is to say they tie in speed.
Especially when we look at skill. Goku's a martial arts master. He's definitely got better battle instincts. He wants to fight and is dedicated to his training, while Superman sees training as a means to an end.
Superman's knowledge in pressure point combat and Kryptonian martial arts are impressive, but he's only used them a few times. It would be disingenuous to say he's an equivalent master at them.
So Goku wins in skill, but not necessarily in experience.
Don't get it wrong, Superman is not a mindless brawler. He's trained with Batman and Wonder Woman. He's even defeated martial arts experts like Cobra without powers.
Goku has spent decades training, but Superman battled Norse demons for 8,000 years.
He's also astonishingly brilliant, like when he reassembled the reality warping miracle machine from...
Whereas Goku would probably just, like, break the miracle machine even worse. Because he's Goku.
memory. Experience obviously goes to Superman, but perhaps
He'd be like, let me see if I can fix it. And Bulma would be like, you're not touching that.
Exactly.
It's like, in fact, leave the room. Go away. Shoot, shoot, shoot.
As a matter of fact, Goku, don't even look at it. Don't even think about it. Don't even think about touching. Don't, like, just go. Just leave. As a matter of fact, go to the other side of the planet real quick.
Category powers.
Hakai, Spirit Bomb, Mafuba, Instant Transmission, God Key, God Bind. How does Goku not win with those?
In Dragon Ball, Ki is dependent on physical ability, so it's different from Magic. God Ki is simply pure Ki, and Magic isn't an auto win against Superman anyway, whose greater strength could break out of something like the God Bind.
Mafuba and the Spirit Bomb would take way too long, and Goku's never successfully used Hakai before. Even if he did land it, Superman's impossible to erase from reality. Like, he's tanked Omega Beams, which do the same thing as Hakai.
Superman can time travel, countering instant transmission's similar ability from Heroes. And regarding teleporting him to a red star, ignoring the fact that Saiyans can't breathe in space, though Goku's certainly tough enough to withstand a vacuum, instant transmission requires another person to act as a beacon. He can't just warp to any red star.
Even if he did, Superman could simply fly away and find a blue or white star for a supercharge.
And Goku could not pull off the same trick twice, as Superman could phase through his attacks.
So, that's it then. Clark has too many counters, so he takes the edge in powers and it's over.
Well, I think there's something else. Goku versus Superman breaches a broader zeitgeist. It's more than just two characters fighting. For a whole generation, especially in 90s America, superheroes represented an unyielding status quo. Spider-Man, Batman, Captain America rarely change who they are or what they believe in. For a lot of people, that's tiring, and Superman is an icon of that. Then along came anime. There was a whole other world of ideas and stories for us sheltered Westerners to experience, and Goku's an icon of that. So while many see this as a debate between characters, others see it as a debate of ideologies and culture. And if that's what's at stake, who wants Goku to lose?
You're sure you're not overthinking this?
It's not our intent, but it does call into question what we're doing. How can people agree with what we take as fact when fiction relies on interpretation? Are we stripping characters of their importance by simplifying them to contestants in a vacuum of violence? And if so, then what's the point?
Because it's fun, Wiz. Damn it, man. There's more than one way to appreciate something. We're having a great time talking about awesome characters and slamming action figures together.
Yeah.
You guys paying attention?
You hearing that? Is that sinking in?
We're doing this for fun, guys.
That's it.
It's not that serious. You don't have to be pissed at us every time we say something you don't agree with.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm just saying, no matter who you prefer, that battle was super, man.
That's the worst pun.
What? It fits them both.
It's so lame.
I don't see you doing any better.
I do the math. The pun's your job.
Well, maybe if you math as good as I punned, then Goku would have won.
What is wrong with you?
Plenty. So yeah. Superman wins Lowell. That's all there is to say. Well, there's a lot more to say, but
Voice of Wiz. Thank you so much for
also
watching.
let's see
We are
what's
about to announce
next.
the next episode, but before we do that, if you're not a Death Battle member yet, click that join button below. See what you're missing.
Oh, the finale. Galactus. Ooh, Galactus versus Unicron. Interesting. Well,
I have no knowledge of either, really.
it's okay. That's fine.
I can't even remember if Galactus is Marvel or DC.
Marvel. You remember the second, Fantastic Four movie? With the Silver Surfer?
Didn't watch any of it. I know that. I've seen the cover art.
Okay.
Sold it to people when I worked at the movie store. That's about
Okay.
it.
Well, same for
No,
me.
I'm aware it exists. But I don't
So
know anything about
Galactus was the main enemy in the Fantastic Four
it.
Silver
Right,
Surfer movie.
Surfer or whatever.
Yeah, but the version they had of Galactus was F tier because he looked nothing like how he did in the comics. But yeah, either way, Phew. Goku vs Superman #3. So I expected this, especially when they announced it. I expected this to be the outcome. So I got nothing else to say other than just what else is there to say? I mean, I
They'll probably keep doing this every several years just because it's basically in character for Goku to keep trying, you know?
I guess, but at this point, it hurts because Goku's 0-3 against him, and there's nothing he can do to combat Superman.
It depends on if Dragon Ball somehow eventually goes past DC Comics, which is unlikely in my opinion.
Very unlikely
In terms of just power skilling.
because when you look at Dragon Ball, the Dragon Ball universe versus the DC universe, the DC universe has a much larger head start. So
Plus, it's just when you get to a certain point, it's like the series kind of has to end because if you go any further, you're outside of the realm of imagination.
yeah.
It's like there are limits to what we can come up with in terms of quantifying a level of power, essentially.
Basically.
So once a character grows so powerful, how are you gonna keep growing them? I'm already surprised Dragon Ball's still going, to be honest. I'm already surprised that Superman is still going whenever he's as strong as he is already.
Yeah, it's pretty insane. Well, I got nothing else to add to this. This was a good death battle. I'm glad that we were able to watch it. I'm glad that we were able to discern and decipher what happened. But what did you all think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Feel free to let us know in the comments below. But until then, I'm Nate.
I am Nick.
Y'all be good people. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.